what is your opinion on girls that use star signs to try and get a measure of the people they're talking to?
I think it's absolutely ridiculous, personally.
Oh, you're not one of the star sign people?
Nah, I mean, I like looking at star signs in terms of, I do think people of a certain star sign do have some of the same traits. Like, for example, I mean, I don't know about everyone else's star signs. Like, you know, some people be like, ugh, they're a Leo, they're the worst kind of people. I don't understand that because I don't know anything about anyone else's. But I do know that I'm a Capricorn, and Capricorns are quite like sensitive, but we're quite strong at the same time. And I only believe it because of how many different Capricorns I know that are all the same.
Okay, so you think if you meet a Capricorn, you know that's going to be a fact about them 100%?
Probably, yeah.
Really? So you do believe in this star sign stuff then?
Not really. I don't believe in certain star signs being compatible, or certain people of a certain star sign are all going to be bad people or anything like that. But I do think you might have personality traits due to your star sign.
But if you believe that all Capricorns are one way, or at least they have those features, they'll undoubtedly have those features. Does that mean that you also believe other star signs will have their own set features as well?
I don't know.
So doesn't that mean that if you believe that Capricorns are one way, that means that other star signs will be, and that means that on some level star signs will be compatible using that logic? Certain star signs like Capricorn and I don't know, Sagittarius or something.
I don't know. I've never really looked too deep into it. Like, it's not, I don't really think about star signs when I think about meeting someone or dating someone or anything like that.
Okay, so if you heard that somebody's star sign was like a Scorpio, it wouldn't put you off them?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, this girl's uploaded a TikTok about the star signs. I haven't seen it yet. My friend sent it over to me and he said that it's going to piss me off, so thought that would make for good content. So let's see what she has to say.
Let's talk about how men hate that girls talk about zodiac signs, but we're always fucking right. And I'll tell you how. First, Aries men.
Let me just stop right there. You're not always right. More often than not, you're wrong. As a matter of fact, I am yet to meet somebody that has gotten this right. More often than not, they're wrong. What they do is they make sweeping generalizations about people, about characteristics that can be applied to anybody, anyone. And the way you catch these people out is don't tell them your star sign. If they think they know so much, have a full-on conversation with them, get to know them properly, and then ask them to tell you what your star sign is. And 9 times out of 10, as a matter of fact, in my experience, 10 times out of 10, they have gotten it wrong. Nobody has guessed my star sign upon meeting me the first time.
I mean, I have seen videos of people that have just gone around guessing random people's star signs and they have got it right. I do think it's crazy. But there has been videos that I've watched of people doing demonstrations of different star signs, and for some reason, whenever it gets to Capricorn, it is always spot on. So that there must be an element of truth behind some of it.
What, just Capricorn?
I can only speak for Capricorn because I don't know about anyone else's star sign. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, let's watch this video and see what she has to say.
Okay.
You're such, like, impatient people, and you're just so fucking selfish. Like, why do you have to always make things about you? Because you're the baby of the zodiac signs. Sagittarius man, you think you're so funny, but your jokes are actually really mean, and y'all gotta stop cheating. Taurus man, you're so fucking stubborn, but at the same time, you're like little Sims. Like, if I'm like comfy in bed and like I ask you to get me a glass of water, you'll go back 3 or 4 times to get me water, then give me ice, then give me a straw, but like on the most random, insignificant.
I'm just going to pause it here already. So, for example, Taurus, my brother's a Taurus, and he would never do any of that stuff ever in his life.
Yeah, guess what star sign I am?
Are you a Taurus?
Yeah. The thing is that, like, I'm sorry, but this
Wait, when's your birthday?
So I'm sorry, this girl's saying that we're simps, right? My star sign are simps, apparently. What I don't understand about her reasoning for that is that the guy's in bed with you, you ask him to get you some water, and then maybe you ask for some ice cream and whatever, and the guy's decent enough. My people, my kind, the Taurus, the Taurians, we're kind enough to get out of bed to go and get you what you want. And you're sitting on TikTok calling us a simp.
You seem a bit triggered by that.
I am, of course I am. Because take the star signs out of this. Just the fact that, you know, you wake someone up at 3 a.m. to get you water like you don't have your own legs. Are you pregnant? Are you disabled? Why can't you get out of bed yourself? So this nice guy, this Taurian, one of my people, get out of bed to go get you some water. And then your selfish dumbass asks for ice. So I walk back to get you ice. Then you ask for some ice cream. And then you ask for something else. And it's 4 o'clock and I've got work in the morning. Instead of you being grateful, you come on TikTok and start making a mockery of my kind. This can't run. I need to know what star sign she is so that I can wipe them all out.
Things like you will die on a hill and be like, no, nope, and just like hold your ground. You're so stubborn. Pisces men, you're
I will say that I am a very stubborn person.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people have an element of stubbornness inside
Exactly.
them, regardless of your star sign. And Capricorns are stubborn.
No, it's not Capricorns are stubborn. It's people are stubborn. People believe what they believe and they fall into their tribes. And I'm no different. That happens to me as well. And you're very stubborn. You're very, very stubborn. My mom is stubborn. Well, my mom's a Taurus as well, I guess.
Here it goes.
well,
It all makes sense, doesn't it?
My brother's is stubborn. He's a Scorpio. But one of them's a Sagittarius. Everyone in my family, everyone, at least on the Greek side, are all stubborn. Trying to get them to change their ways is nigh impossible. And we all have different star signs. What these people do is that they're too devoid of common sense and understand how to communicate with people that they make things up in their head about these people they never met to justify however they're going to treat them. So for example, I'm a Taurus. She's going to have her ideas about me without even meeting me. She's going to die on this hill. She's going to die on this hill not knowing all these Taurians or all of these Sagittarius or whatever you want to call them. And that would be her being stubborn. Like, it would be funny if she turned out to be a Taurus because then it just sounds like I'm proving her point. It's exhausting having conversations with people like this.
just like in the clouds. You dream big, but when it comes to like love, you think that everybody you meet is like your person. You fall in love so fast, no matter how incompatible you are with that person, you're like, this is it. When really, like, you two are not compatible whatsoever. Leo man, the confidence can be very attractive, but at the same time, it's too flashy and it comes off like a little bit like you have low-key insecurities. Like, stop flashing like how much money you have, like your designer things. Like, nobody really cares at the end of the day.
Let me tell you
wrong,
something,
yeah.
right? Two girls that are very close to me are Leos. They are not confident at all. They're introverted people. They do not flash their money around. As a matter of fact, they don't flash nothing around. Bear in mind, one of them is a talented artist and she doesn't even post her work online. So it's just wrong. That my one example has proven you wrong on every level.
Bleep it out. He's a Leo.
Leo.
Yeah, bleep his name out. He's not like that at all.
Yeah, I know he's not like that. He's humble. He's extremely humble. Again, these people don't know how to communicate with others. So what they do is they read these things online and they come to these understandings, and that's how they follow their lives. Like, people are much more complex than what some magazine on a sweet shop shelf tells you about them. People change in their day-to-days, they evolve. But she didn't stop there, because
I was going to say, I didn't get to hear any more.
Well, the people in the comment section were clapping away saying, oh, give us a part 2. So of course she made a part 2.
Lovely.
Let me retract. So she said men. So this is all about men. This is not okay. So Leo women are different to Leo men, then, I guess. But even then, is a Leo, and he's not like that at all, is he?
No.
Yeah, I know a couple male Leos actually, and they're not like that at all either. Not even a smidgen. And these are not people I've just met. These are people I've known all my life. So she's wrong. All that she's done, basically what it sounds like to me, is that she slept with every single star sign and all of them are shitty guys, and now she's trying to paint us all that way.
I don't know, because she only gave a few star signs, which makes me think that she's only had a handful and she's just judging everyone in their zodiac signs based on her bad experiences with the ones she's had.
Well, she's doing a part 2, so I'm guessing she's covering all of them.
Let's see.
Let's say it, right? My theory is she slept with 12 different star signs. They've all been bad boys, and so she's made the assumption that we're all like that.
Okay, so part 2 of men in the zodiac. Libra men, they're just such flirts. They'll be obsessed with you one month, on to the next, obsessed with somebody else the next month. And it's not because they're trying to be malicious. They're just really social and get along with so many people that they can't choose. They're so indecisive. Scorpio men are crazy jealous, like actually to an insane level.
You know what they always say to guys, though? They always say stay away from Scorpio women because they're crazy. And I think, you know, what I've come to learn about this whole, like, especially with Scorpios, I think the people that hear those things about themselves, oh, Scorpios, they're crazy, but they're good in bed. That's like something you hear for men and women. I think they play into it. I think they hear it and they think, oh, My star sign's the crazy one, like the crazy chick
Yeah.
that's good at doing all the sexual stuff, and they lean into it.
Just based off of the people that I know, though, I've never met a Scorpio that's been jealous ever. And all the Scorpios that I know are very, I think, vain and into themselves a lot. It's all about them,
Every single one.
pretty much, yeah.
Do you think being vain is a Scorpio trait? You do.
Just based off of my personal experience, yeah.
I just think people have certain characteristics,
Yeah.
and that's it. I think it has absolutely nothing to do with the star sign.
Yeah.
One thing they love to get me on is stubbornness. But again, I've been raised around stubborn people.
Yeah, we've just gathered we're both stubborn and we're different star signs, so it's
Yeah.
irrelevant.
We're extremely stubborn.
Yeah.
Like you will see it in the videos when we both have a point to make. We will double down. The only way you can get me to move from my point is if you absolutely prove me wrong. I will not budge, and I'll sit there and argue with you 4 hours on end. I will waste my entire day dying on that hill. But that's not a Taurus thing, because like my brothers are like that as well. If they
Yeah.
believe something, they truly believe it. Like one of my brothers is a Sagittarius. If he believes something, he'll just say no, and he won't even give you reasons for why he doesn't. But he'll just say no. He'll just look at you. So again,
It's kind of what I do, though, and I'm a Capricorn,
yeah,
as we've
so-
established.
yeah, your experiences make you who you are, and the people that are around you make you who you are. Because they say you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around with, right? Now, let's say
You think?
I don't know if I entirely believe that,
I
because
don't believe that.
me and the group that I keep closest to me are very different.
Same.
We have similarities, don't get me wrong. That's why we're friends. We do share things. But especially me, just judging by the way the conversations go, I have very different opinions and ways of looking at things than they do. But of course, we have things in common. That's how we're able to bond over those things. But if it is to be believed that we are the sum of the 5 people we hang around with, then if those are all different star signs, then wouldn't that mean that you are a mesh of all of those star signs? So then you wouldn't exclusively exhibit the traits of like a Taurus or a Capricorn or a Sagittarius. You would exhibit all of the traits because you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around with.
But the sex is amazing. Cancer men. If you want a boyfriend just to get a boyfriend, I'm sure you can find one in a Cancer man, but it will probably be a little bit toxic, and everything toxic about it is going to be, it's just because I care, it's just because I care. And don't make the wrong joke with them, or else it's the end of the world. Capricorn men, their work is their life, and you're just never going to come before that. They also very much need to be in control. They need to be the alpha male.
What do you think about that?
I haven't really met Capricorn men.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't walk up to girls and ask them what their star
I
sign
don't
is.
ever ask people's star signs, ever.
It's so, you know what, if I went on a date and that was what a girl, that's what she started with, I think I would find it entertaining at first because I'd want to mess with her. I'd be like, okay, I'm not going to tell her my star sign. I'm just going to let her figure out for herself. And if she's on the money and she gets it all right and she says that I'm a Taurus, I'll entertain her. But if she's adamant that she knows what she's talking about, which we know they don't, and she gets it wrong, that would be it. That's it for me. I cannot entertain such an ignorant and low level conversation like that. It comes across to me like lazy. Like you don't want to bother getting to learn the person and figure out what made them who they are. It's just, oh, you're a Taurus because you're this way.
Yeah, I just can't believe that people would actually base a whole relationship and connection off of a star sign. It's ridiculous.
Fully grown people.
Yeah.
People that are 30 plus are still doing this shit. 30 years old. And why do you think it is almost exclusively women that do it?
Because women are just sensitive.
What has this got to do with being sensitive?
Because it's just emotions and bullshit.
Bullshit is the key word there. It's a load of bullshit. I wish that I had women figured out like they think they have men figured out. I wish that I had women figured out. If I had all the answers in your star signs, I wouldn't have made all the mistakes that I made. Trust me. But ladies, if you think you can figure a guy out because you know his star sign, you are sorely mistaken. Sorely mistaken. I actually haven't met a single girl who opens with star signs and anything of intelligence comes out of their mouth following that. Literally nothing.
Gemini men, they're like really smart and have really good like witty banter, but they just get so easily bored that one day you'll think everything's fine, everything's going great, they're giving you all of this attention, and then the next day it's like, did I do something wrong? Why are they pulling back? And it's just because they're on to the next, they're bored of it. Virgo men, they're perfectionists, 1, and 2, If you want to like vent to a Virgo man, just don't, unless you want solutions to your problems instead of somebody to just listen and have empathy. Aquarius men, if you disagree with something that they think is right and they're passionate about, they're just going to think you're stupid and they'll tell you that. And any sign of like clinginess or petty little bullshit, they're going to be out. They're not going to deal with that shit.
It sounds to me like she dated an Aquarius man. He told her she's stupid and she didn't like it.
It's either that she's either basing everything off of one personal experience of each star sign, or she's just Googled it and taken the first things she's seen just to create content.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first part of her video did very well.
First half was probably her genuine thoughts on it, and then second half, I think, is just reaching.
You think the first half is the one where she had experience, and then she saw the viewership, went onto Google and padded it up.
Probably, yeah.
I would be willing to bet that might have happened as well.
Yeah.
Either that, or she's actually had relationships with all of these star signs, which is a red flag in itself. And
yeah, I mean,
it's gone sideways, and she's made her assumptions on that.
I couldn't even tell you what any of my ex's star signs were. I know one was a Scorpio, and he wasn't anything she was describing. So
I think ultimately what these star signs come down to is just, again, a lack of accountability, a lack of trying to understand another human being, because it's hard to understand other people, right? They go through all these experiences before you get to meet them, and you have to try and digest the things that they have gone through and learned, and then try to grow as a couple with these completely separate outlooks on life. It's difficult. So I think a lot of these people, instead of accepting the fact that it is difficult and accepting the fact that there's loads of intricacies about people's personalities that you need to learn, things that you don't find out for a long time about them, they boil it down to star signs, because it's just easy to put people in categories rather than do the hard work and learn about somebody and build a fulfilling relationship. This is something that I exclusively see from women. This is exclusive, almost exclusively. I never hear men talking about star signs. If another man asks me his star sign, he's either gay or trying to wind me up. There's no in between. I don't know why women do it. I don't know why they're so lazy with it. If someone in the comment section could let me know, because I'm honestly stumped. I find it really bizarre. 30-year-old woman talking to me about star signs on a date. Are you insane? Have you lost your mind?
I can understand people that do it for like a bit of a hobby or just enjoy it a little bit and stuff, but on a
bit of a hobby?
Yeah, like...
In what sense?
Some people are really spiritual and stuff.
Okay.
It's like a hobby, and star signs is a bit more to the spiritual side. So I can understand people that just like get a bit of fun or thrill out of it, but I can't understand it on a serious level of, oh my God, you're a Sagittarius, stay far away from me. I'm not dealing with Sagittarius med no more. Like, no.
Yeah, that's so weird. You have a bad experience with one guy or one girl. You find out their star sign, you go, oh, those Leos. Stay away from those Leos.
Yeah, it's just with anything in life. Like if you dated an Asian girl, had a bad experience, you're not going to be like, oh my God, you're Asian, stay away from me. Like all Asian girls are the same. It's just, do you know what I'm saying? I see it as the same thing as that. You can't judge a whole kind or star sign or whatever based on one bad experience. It's just people are people and everyone's different.
The worst thing is that when you bring race into it, there are stereotypes people fall into. Every race has their stereotype. That's how they do like the racist stand-ups, right? The racist comedy. You get stereotypes about people and you generalize them. And where it's wrong, it's wrong to generalize a whole group of people based on the actions of someone that you met. I can see why like there's certain jokes that are made at black people or white people or Asians or Mediterranean. But there's some fact in those jokes. Even if it's unfair to say, sometimes it's rooted in fact, but the astrology, they have no idea what they're talking about. They have no clue whatsoever. None. They will just throw these things out, these daily horoscopes, these assumptions about you based on some bullshit in a Time magazine or whatever, and they'll make a whole character assessment about you, and it's based on nothing. Absolutely nothing. Doesn't take your experiences, your tragedies, your woes, your failures, your successes, none of it into account. It's just, you're this, so you're that. It's like, get out of here with that, man. Some low IQ shit.